November 1st, it is they call it the Day of the Dead, more commonly known as the Day of the Parents who wish they were dead after spending 5 hours trick-or-treating last night. My kids got so much, they're 50% Sour Patch now. They're Sour Patch Kids. It was a nice night. We met up with our cousins and walked around the neighborhood. My kids insisted that I dress up this year, so I got this foam slice of pizza and I just put it on my head and I said I was I don't know what I was, but at one point, a little girl walked up to me, a little blonde girl, about 8 or 9 years old. And I swear this happened exactly as I'm describing it. I'm out on the street, don't know this kid. She comes up to me, no parents around. She said, "Do you know Chinese?" I'm like, "Huh?" It's like, no, no. She said, "Open your Google Translate app." Now, I'm carrying my niece in one arm, I'm holding a plastic pumpkin in the other arm, and I don't want to dig around for my phone. And I also suspect this might be a trap. You know, one of those kids' traps where they're like, "Oh, it means you're a big, fat, stupid head," or something like that. So I say I don't have the Translate app, and then she says something in what seemed to be Chinese, I don't know, and I said, "Oh, what does that mean?" And she said, "Open the app." And now I'm looking around for hidden cameras. I'm like, maybe they rebooted Punk'd or something and hired a child to run it. So I say, "Just tell me what you said. What does it mean?" And she said, "Happy Halloween," and races off. And I disappeared. It was very strange. I feel like I'm gonna find out she was a ghost and no one else saw her. Guillermo, a lot of people asked where you were as if you were one of my children and told me to say hello to you.
Oh, say hi to all your friends.
Yeah, well, it's too late. They were there, but yeah. How was your trick-or-treating last night?
Oh, Jimmy, it was great.
It was?
Yeah, we drink a lot of margaritas. We watch Hocus Pocus. It was fantastic. Yeah.
You and your son did this?
No, the whole neighbor, Jimmy.
The whole neighborhood came to your house and got drunk and watched Hocus Pocus?
No, one of the moms in our street, she make a big bowl of margaritas.
Oh.
So when I got over there, she had margaritas for everybody.
Uh-huh.
And then we were drinking, and then they had a projector. We watched Hocus Pocus after the trick or treat.
Were you dressed up? Did you just say trick or treat?
Yeah. Well, whatever. Yeah.
You know, we work all day on this show, and then he says trick or treat, and it's the funniest thing you're going to hear around. I don't know. Did you eat any of Benji's trick-or-treat candies?
I did, Jimmy, yes.
You did? What'd you have?
I have a Reese's peanut butter. I have Snickers.
Uh-huh. Does he know you ate that stuff?
No, he was playing with all his friends.
Okay, all right. Well, just speaking of eating kids' candy, we were hard at work on the I Ate All Your Halloween Candy Challenge. We got hundreds of submissions. And if you do have one you haven't done it yet, this is your last call. You post your video to YouTube with this message: "Hey, Jimmy Kimmel, I told my kids I ate all their Halloween candy." And then be on the lookout for a message from us in your YouTube account. That's very important. You have to respond to that to be included, and we will share the results on our show tomorrow night. You know, stealing candy isn't just a fun family prank. These Ring cameras, if nothing else, they are really great for catching candy thieves. I love this every year. Like, this guy last night helped himself outside somebody's house to the whole bucket of candy. He walked off with her. Another camera captured a woman just dumping the bowl into her bag and leaving nothing for anyone else. This mom had a terrible lesson for Spider-Man. Just took everything right there in front of her kid. I mean, what a creep. And then, watch this here.
Please leave some for the other kid.
Yeah, he was just looking for peanut butter M&Ms. That's it.
Yeah, I know. You took the whole bin, though. I saw you on camera.
Yeah. And then we have this kid who was a solo, who filled his pillowcase with all the candy in the bucket. And then, watch this. Karma got a hold of him. And chocolate-covered Karma. And, well, anyway, Halloween's over, which means today's the day Spirit Halloween stores fly south for the winter. They go away. I wonder if the people who own Spirit Halloween are the same ones who own Spirit Airlines, because it seems like they have a similar commitment to quality and customer service, right? Supermodel Heidi Klum has a big annual party for Halloween. She had it in New York last night. She went dressed as a worm, which that's her eyes and mouth right there. There she is, writhing on the ground, as worms do. Oh, she's caught on a fishing line. Yeah.
What do you think has been your best?
I want to put a smile on people's faces.
She wanted to put a smile on people's faces. I don't know. If I look like Heidi Klum, I think I just go as Heidi Klum every year. Lizzo and Cardi B also dressed up this year. Lizzo went as Marge Simpson and had a pretty great outfit. And Cardi B also went as Marge Simpson. Had a great. Look at these. Is it possible we've gotten too good at Halloween? I mean, where do we go from here? What happened to those plastic masks with the elastic stapled to the ears? Then one of the staples would come off, and you'd be holding the thing on your... You know those supermarket costumes that said, "My parents don't care at all"? Yeah. I don't know if they even make those anymore. Oh, those of you who make a point to watch Fox News know that this was the most dangerous Halloween in American history because dangerous immigrants are filling our children's bags with fentanyl.
The fentanyl crisis continuing to devastate families across America. And now it could be showing up in your kid's Halloween candy bag.
Here we are in America. Parents have to be worried about their kids' Halloween candy because of Joe Biden's border crisis.
What about fentanyl? What about what's happening? Halloween's around the corner.
Colored fentanyl is being used to target children, telling parents to warn their kids ahead of Halloween.
Fentanyl designed to look like colorful candy with Halloween just around the corner.
I said we're going to have to open up all your candy because bad people are putting drugs in candy boxes, and it makes Mama worried.
You throw away all the nerds and the sweet tarts.
The fact that we live in America in a time where any parent has to worry about fentanyl and Halloween candy is absolutely unacceptable.
Well, I agree, and after nonstop coverage on Fox News for weeks, blaming Joe Biden for stuffing our pumpkins with drugs, it would appear that there were no fentanyl Skittles consumed at all. And let me just say, thank God for the heroes at Fox for covering that threat so thoroughly. They smothered it. They covered it, and they put it to bed. Kanye West is still at it. Kanye West has been kicked off Instagram again. Ye got the boot this time after yet another offensive post directed at Jewish people, and you'll never guess who finally weighed in on the subject, none other than Kanye West wing himself, Donald Trump, who pretends to be an ardent supporter of the Jewish community, but when given the chance to denounce one of his only celebrity fans, it seems like Donny is sticking with Kanye.
I was very honored in a sense because he said all those great things about me on Tucker Carlson. He made some statements, rough statements on Jewish. You heard them and you know them well. Yeah. And they're saying that was the reason. So then you ask, well, would it have been the same thing if he didn't say all those good things about Trump? You know, you just don't know. Yeah. He'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
Right. He made some rough statements on Jewish, but I think he'll be fine. That's nice. Are you fine? Because it seems like maybe you and Kanye could use a padded vacation together. Trump's lawyers are reportedly in talks right now for him to testify before the January 6th committee. The committee sent him a subpoena referring to him as the central figure in a plan to overturn the results of election. That seems like an understatement. That's like saying Pee-wee is the central figure in the Playhouse. Of course he is the... Liz Cheney made it clear that his testimony will be under oath, as if that means anything. Typically when Donald Trump takes an oath, it ends in divorce, so... But these hearings, you know, they've been televised, and it's interesting because if he does testify, Trump's almost certainly going to say something incriminating. So the question is, does he want to be on TV more than he doesn't want to go to jail? I'm going with TV, I think, because Trump is mad he's angry at Fox News right now. He wrote yesterday on his dumb website, Fox News treats Trump every bit as badly as they did in 2015. By the way, him referring to himself in the third person, all caps and with air quotes, is new. I beat crooked Hillary Clinton and beat Biden by much more. Fox is afraid to say what really happened in that farce of an election. It was rigged and Stalin. That's stolen, I guess, with one L for each election he lost. But get tough, Republicans. Trump is particularly salty this week because Hillary Clinton is demanding he pay her legal fees because of the bogus lawsuit he filed alleging she tried to sabotage his campaign. How sweet would that be if Trump had to pay Hillary's legal fees? I mean, this is a guy, he doesn't pay his own legal fees, never mind hers. The only way to get money out of Donald Trump is to spank him with a Forbes magazine and threaten to tell Huffington Post about it. And that brings us to the midterm elections, which are a week from today. The big question for Democrats is whether young people will turn out to vote, which you had better turn out to vote after all this. I mean, and the big question for Republicans is when to start claiming fraud. You don't want to go too early, because what if you win? You don't want to pull a stop the steal on yourself. It's tricky, you know? But you have to register and do it now if you haven't. The midterms are only 7 days and 4 secret Herschel Walker abortions away. And you see, Good Morning America today, the second woman who claims Walker paid for her abortion spoke out. She says back in 1993, he came to her house, he picked her up, drove her to the clinic to have an abortion. And they say chivalry is dead. But the woman who is using the name Jane Doe had lots of evidence to back her story up and came across as very credible.
He was very clear that he did not want me to have the child. And he said that because of his wife's family and powerful people around him, that I would not be safe and that the child would not be safe. And I felt threatened, and I thought I had no choice.
I'm Herschel Walker. I approve this message.
Well, he's easily confused. What a good guy. Herschel Walker's idea of safe sex is wearing a seatbelt when he drives a woman to get a pregnancy terminated. But still, even after all this, even after getting caught in lie after lie, the race in Georgia is very close. There are more wackos running for office than ever before, times 10, I think. There's a QAnon clown running for Congress in Ohio. His name's JR Majewski. After being busted for lying about his military record, he's trailing his opponent, Marcy Kaptur, by a lot, and is now hoping for a Hail Mary from none other than the My Pillow Man, Mike Lindell.
And now an important message from Mike Lindell.
I'll have the eggshell omelet with gravy. Oh, and a slice of wet toast. Oh, and no plate. Thanks, hon. Hi there, it's me, Mike Lindell. You know me from all the pillows and crack. With the election coming up this November, there's only one fella who can save Ohio from the lesbians, and that's Junior Majewski. Junior Majewski ain't no Majew. He's a fighter. Not in combat. He lied about that. But like if he got drunk, he'd punch a hole in the drywall. That's real tough. And it'd be a big hole, too, because he's got a big, meaty fist like a damn hole of ham. And he works in a nuclear plant, which means he's radioactive, like that Chinese dragon fella Godzilla. Now the mainstream media wants you to think Junior's a big fat liar on account of him making up a story to hide that he ain't in the Air Force no more because he got arrested for drunk driving and because he's fat. But Jesus says, who among us hadn't got arrested for drunk driving, huh? Lots of times I drunk drove my car right through the wall of this very diner. And Angie here, she still lets me wash my socks in the bathroom sinks. Thanks, hon. So when you go to polls, remember Junior Lebowski's the candidate you want to have a beer with. And then 6 more beers and a shot of Jaeger. And then huff a sandwich bag full of road spray and drive recklessly on a military base.
Paid for by an insurance claim Mike got for pretending to be paralyzed in the frozen food section at Trader Joe's.
My name is JR Majewski, and I absolutely approve this message.
Could I just get a little more salt?
Oh, thank you, Mike. You're a real patriot.